Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, an accused drunk driver will face trial for the deadly crash into a child's birthday party. Marshell Chidester is accused of having a blood alcohol content that was twice the legal limit when she allegedly plowed into the Swan Boat Club, killing 2 young siblings.
And despite overwhelming evidence presented today in court, her attorney is adamant that this is a winnable case. He spoke with Fox 2's Jessica Dupnick.
What was shown in court on Thursday really spoke to the magnitude of just how chaotic it was that day in Monroe County. It also came out in court that the driver had a blood alcohol content more than twice the legal limit.
I noticed a small child laying on the ground. The child did not appear to be breathing or moving.
It's just chaos everywhere, and all you could hear was babies crying, everyone screaming. There's plenty of people injured.
2 children were killed, siblings 4-year-old Zane and 8-year-old Alana. Their mom took the stand Thursday in the murder case against the driver, Marshell Chidester.
I was walking back to the table my children were sitting at as they were eating, and that was the last thing.
Mariah Dodds and her kids were at the Swan Boat Club in Monroe County for a 3-year-old's birthday party last April, when video shows Chidester's car accelerating into the building, launching 25 feet inside.
I felt like I was blacked out. I don't remember nothing.
A dozen others were injured. Sitting among the wreckage, Chidester. It came out in court Thursday. A blood draw showed her blood alcohol level was 0.18, more than twice the legal limit. Here she is on body cam, answering a deputy's questions at the scene.
On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being like you're stone cold sober, you can drive perfectly, 10 being you're passed out drunk, where do you think you're at right now?
Adding that she should not be driving and had wine a half hour earlier.
When you got to the parking lot, what happened?
I don't remember.
Her attorney, Bill Colovis, says she doesn't sound drunk and appears lucid.
Somebody that said a 0.18, they got some slurring going on. You can detect it right away.
He says the crash happened because she had a seizure, like she's had in the past, but was cleared to be driving. The plan for trial, get the blood draw dismissed, claiming it's a false positive.
The BAC, I think, is tainted, and if you take the BAC away, there's just nothing there.
With all the attention on this case, defense will file a motion to have the case heard somewhere else.
Is this a winnable case?
Yes. It really is.
Chidester is out on a $1.5 million bond. And as far as a plea deal, it is not on the table at this point, and defense does not see it being an option. Jessica Dupnick on The Edge.
Police have killed an armed suspect after the deadly shooting of a Hillsdale County sheriff's deputy. The shooting happened during a traffic stop this afternoon in rural Hillsdale County. The suspect, Eric Fiddler, spent several hours on the run before Michigan State Police located him in a nearby field shortly after 6 p.m. When instructed to surrender, police say Fiddler opened fire on troopers. They returned fire, killing the suspect. In a statement tonight, MSP says, quote, Colonel Grady and the members of the MSP are heartbroken to learn of the on-duty death of a Hillsdale County Sheriff's Office deputy, the second police officer to be killed this week while serving the residents of Michigan. We extend our sincere condolences to the Hillsdale County Sheriff's Office and the family and friends of the slain deputy. End quote. MSP has not named the fallen deputy. We are expected to get more details tomorrow. Well, this is, as I mentioned, the second time in less than a week that an on-duty officer was killed in our state.
Yeah, it's very sad. Tomorrow, the community will say goodbye to a fallen Oakland County Sheriff's deputy. Brad Reckling was gunned down in Detroit while on duty last weekend investigating a stolen vehicle. A funeral will be held for Reckling on Friday at the Apostolic Church of Auburn Hills. Public visitation will be held from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. with the funeral immediately following. Reckling was just 30 years old. He leaves behind 3 children and his wife, who's pregnant with their 4th child.
A horrific accident in River Rouge. An 11-year-old girl loses several fingers while holding a firework.
It happened earlier today when she and her sister thought they were lighting a sparkler. Fox 2's Lauren Edwards reports.
They took it into the bathroom to light it and realized their mistake.
River Rouge police rushed to this home on Superior Street around 5 p.m. Thursday on reports of an explosion in a house.
Upon arrival, the scene was chaotic. We were ascertained that a young female was injured in the explosion. Upon further investigation, we learned that she was playing with what she believed to be small fireworks.
It was red and 3 to 4 inches in length, says River Rouge Deputy Chief Dasumu Mitchell. The 11-year-old didn't think much of it until it went off.
From the damage, the structural damage inside the home, is believed to be maybe something larger than the M80 that went off inside the home, and she was holding it in her hand at the time of the explosion.
Mitchell says it's a small amount of dynamite that causes a large amount of damage.
Children ran out the house and ran down the street to a neighbor's house where they received medical attention. They quickly wrapped her hand and put a tourniquet on her.
He says an adult woman was in the home asleep at the time of the explosion. The mother was away at work. The 11-year-old received medical care.
She was transported to Children's Hospital. She did suffer severe injuries to her right hand.
The investigation is ongoing. With the 4th of July around the corner, he stresses the importance of keeping yourself safe and others in the household.
Don't bring explosives in the house, and educate the kids on what's better to have and have supervision when using fireworks.
Police have confirmed that she did in fact lose fingers, and they believe that legal consequences will come from this. I'm Lauren Edwards on The Edge.
Without question, the worst president, the worst presidency in the history of our country. 159 presidential scholars voted him the worst president in the history of the United States of America.
Sparks fly tonight at the first presidential debate. President Biden and former President Trump facing off in this 90-minute cage match in Atlanta. The two presidential heavyweights exchanging jabs.
Yes, and both men defending their records and taking sharp aim at each other with insults.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now. My retribution is going to be success. But when he talks about a convicted felon, his son is a convicted felon at a very high level.
And that was only the tip of the iceberg. The candidates did address some of the important issues impacting voters, including immigration, the economy, and another big talking point, abortion.
The idea that the politicians, that the founders wanted the politicians to be the ones making decisions about women's health is ridiculous. If I'm elected, I'm going to restore Roe v. Wade. He can take the life of the baby in the 9th month and even after birth, because some states, Democrat run, take it after birth. Nobody wants that to happen, Democrat or Republican. Nobody wants it to happen. That is simply not true. The Roe v. Wade does not provide for that. That's not the circumstance. Only if a woman's life is in danger, she's going to die.
Tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris weighed in, saying Mr. Biden had a slow start, but a strong finish. The next debate won't be until September.
Well, with the first debate in the can, both candidates still have plenty of work to do in swing states like Michigan. As Fox News' Dave Kinchin shows us, local Republicans are working to convince black voters that Trump is the right choice.
You have African Americans, specifically African American men, who are starting to lean more Republican, more conservative.
Martell Bivings is pulling double duty these days, running as a Republican for Congress out of Detroit and working to rack up black votes for former President Donald Trump. And he says it's not as hard as it might seem in a city that votes overwhelmingly Democratic.
I think the task is exactly what President Trump did 2 weekends ago over on the west side of Detroit when he came to the city. He talked directly to the voters.
That roundtable discussion at 180 Church was co-hosted by Bivings' campaign and was part of Trump's effort to improve on the less than 10% of Michigan's black voter support he got back in 2020. Bivings says Trump's recent conviction in a trial focusing on hush money paid to a porn star could boost his appeal.
From what I'm hearing, many African Americans felt that during President Trump's first term, and then everything that he's going through in the judicial system is kind of reflective of what they have went through, their fathers have went through, their brothers have went through, their cousins have went through, and it's like, wow, he feels it similar to how we are feeling it. What better person to advocate for judicial change than the person who has 34 counts?
But other black voters and political activists say not so fast.
all you black people, you need to wake your black selves up. Trump has done nothing for us.
Sandra Hall takes pride in serving as a political volunteer and says she knows exactly who will be getting her vote in November.
Trump has not done anything for the African American community. It's all been a farce. People want to believe that he's done this, he's done that. But soon as I say to a fellow black American, what has he done? No one has an answer. So I feel like we understand that Biden had issues. But is he the better man of the two? Yes, he is.
Then there's those who feel that neither Trump nor President Biden will make a difference in their lives.
Honestly, I just think it's a prep show. Politics these days, it's a joke, in my opinion. And it's just coming from a young black man.
And really a lot of people, regardless of race, gender, or anything, saying just what that gentleman just said there in social media comments right after the debate. A lot of people saying they felt like they did not get enough specifics to make an informed decision, and they're really hoping they can get to drill down more on the issues if there is, of course, another debate. In Midtown, Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
All right, let's turn to the weather now. We are coming off a perfect day outside.
We just hope it will last tomorrow, maybe the next day. Rich is here to tell us how it's going to turn out.
Taryn Roop, we're getting a break from the heat and the humidity, and that'll last into tomorrow. You can see our next system. It's out in the western Great Lakes, close to Minneapolis, through the Dakotas with showers and storms. Around here, just some high clouds spilling in from the west. How about those highs today? 75 for us. Some spots in the thumb stayed in the 60s today. There are the numbers at Metro Airport. Records 99 and 48. It is cooling off once again. 62 in Pontiac and in Ann Arbor. 63 over at City Airport. A light breeze from the east, but certainly a lot of green on the map, indicative of that cooler air. High pressure is going to give way, and that will allow for a bit of a warm up tomorrow, and especially for Saturday. Saturday brings our next front into the region with some showers and storms, but Sunday looks very, very nice. Comfortable for the night ahead, down to 58. Tomorrow is going to be a bit warmer, even with more clouds, near 80 degrees for high. And then check out that 7-day. Couple of showers and storms likely on Saturday. Not an all-day soaker. Sunday and Monday looking good. There's the 4th of July, 87, Taryn. A full check at 4 a.m.
Looks pretty good.